Howdy, folks. Trying to set my thing up here. Boom. Video. Hi, everybody. At least in YouTube land, you're here. And everybody's here. Welcome to Guess Who's Buckle. Wow, live at 5, and it's working again. Look at it. Unbelievable. Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg. I'm glad we made up. We'll see.
Did you kiss and make up?
This is Grumps TV number 26.
Oh, my God.
Which is Act 4, Scene 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Act
I get
4,
it.
Scene 2.
I get it, yeah.
In Netflix years. Anyways, welcome everybody. Got an exciting show tonight. I'm just glad to be anywhere, but Gidget, we've got Beatnik Gidget. Oh, she's smoking again.
That's how I get this low, sexy voice.
I think the only reason we do this show now is so she can revert to her smoking days.
Uh-huh. And a martini.
And a martini. I have not had my Sanatini yet, but we'll get to that. Let's get right to it. We got a lot of special stuff, but we always do. So here we are. You're gonna go without music this time, huh? Without words, lyrics.
We'll see.
Okay. This is music minus.
There's always hope.
This is Grumps minus music.
Don't try to cross him, he'll leave you in dismay. And don't try to cross him, he'll ruin your whole day. He's got more mental problems than anyone could say.
What happened to our shrink?
He's obfuscating,
Wouldn't take our insurance.
and constantly pontificate, exasperating, aggravating, cream cheese grating. He's irritating, and infuriating. I think I missed something there, but I'm not sure. And I'm kind of the asshole right now.
Come on, say it.
He's an asshole.
What did you mean?
Grumps.
Get off my lawn!
Grumps.
That's nice. You're singing like me now. She's taking lessons from me. I like this.
I think he's singing lessons from Bruce.
You know?
Oh, that's just sad.
Yeah, well, here we are. This just feels different to me somehow. I mean, things are opening up, yet there's more people getting sick. It's just like, it's really interesting. I feel like I'm living in an alternative universe. Facebook Live has not dumped us yet, and we're already like 3 minutes in.
Strange people.
What can I say?
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, well, how about me drinking to that? I'm ready to do it. Can you? Because I'm excited to get into this show. We got some guests. We got Gidget's got some special stuff worked out. Ooh.
You think I'm just faking it, don't you?
Well, you know. Glad we got that health insurance. Boy, jeez. That's why her breath smells so good. Yeah. and shaker, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that was Sweet Sue. And you know, all day long I've been thinking about a person. It's kind of going to be one of those reminiscing days as I see the people leaving quickly. I do a thing every morning on my Instagram page. It's called @Formanism, which is the name of one of my CDs that I'm sure all of you have. And I just pick up the guitar and record myself playing one chorus of whatever tune comes to my mind for whatever reason. And I've got a bunch of them on Instagram. I'm probably up to about 30 or 40 of them now. And it's just sort of a morning job or mantra or, ooh, nice tush, but it didn't make it to... Just a second, folks. Turn it on. Oh, shoot. Just a second, folks. It appears as though Facebook is not... This could all be okay because it could still be recording. No, it's not.
Huh.
Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, whatever happened. And, well, I guess we're hoping that now what's going to happen is we're going to have to download from Facebook and put up on YouTube. Hey, folks, anyways, so back to, I put the first chorus of the day. It's called on my Instagram page, and it's a really great thing. I mean, you get a lot of mistakes for your money there, folks. Anyways, but today I just woke up thinking about an incredible woman who was married to an incredible guy in Paradise Valley, Arizona. They had the Paradise Valley Jazz Festival, which I have played at over the years dozens of times. But the first time I went, one of the things they do is they care about jazz music being brought to the schools. So they brought me in to go to a bunch of schools and play with a bunch of kids and do a bunch of great stuff. And her name was Sue Miller, and the song I just played was Sweet Sue. Forgive the interruption. God, this was the first time that ever the recording dropped out. Man, you know, that just goes to show you, this is what jazz is all about. Every time you go to a gig, something that never happened before happens. Okay. And then I'll bring back that concept later. But right now, let's just get into the show because there's just so much stuff we want to do, and I'm so excited. And if I seem like a bit like a puppy with a few extra peckers, well, that's just how I feel right now. Anyways, first of all, let me introduce you to, I like to call this guy... we got to get it just unglary enough there. That'll work. Okay, call this guy kind of a brother from another mother. I'm hoping that, oh, right, I forgot how these things work. You know, you got one thing, you touch it, and another thing you look at, and another thing you put your thumb on it, and it's just always a different thing here. I mean, Grumps is the technical director of this silly show. I'm going to bring this up. There's a gentleman who I like to think of as a brother from another mother. We keep promising each other that, we keep promising each other that we're going to do a show together. And, don't start. Okay. We keep promising each other that we're going to do a show together because he's just like a brother from another mother. I mean, he's a cowboy. He plays guitar. He's a great singer. Okay, we don't have that in common. But other than that, and he's East Coast, I'm West Coast, but we just love hanging together. We love making music together. We love getting in trouble together. And this happens to be, I've been thinking about Eddie Jefferson just ever since Richie died. And he and I performed this song in New York. I need to figure out how to turn this on. No. Boom. Okay. Now, hopefully we'll get some sound.
But let's do one of my favorite songs. And, of course, you knew
this is Allan Harris.
Eddie Jefferson. Thing called Moody's Mood for Love.
Check this out.
Let's just do it. I'm going to do it in the key of, let's say A flat. Is okay, Bruce?
I guess so.
There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go. Pretty baby, you are the soul that snaps my control. Such a funny thing, but every time I'm near you, I never can behave. You give me a smile, then I'm wrapped up in your magic. Music's all around me, crazy music, music that keeps calling me so. Very close to you, turns me your slave. Come do any little thing that you want to. Anything, baby, just let me make love to you. Am I insane, or do I really see heaven in your eyes? Bright as stars that shine up above you in the clear blue sky. How I worry about you, just can't live my life without you, baby, come here. Don't have no fear. Oh, is there wonder why I'm really feeling in the mood for love? But don't ask me what do I think about this weather, my dear. This little dream might fade away. There I go, talking out of my head again. Oh baby, won't you come and put our two hearts together? That would make me strong and brave. But oh, when we are one, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. If there's a cloud up above us, go on and let it rain. I'm sure our love together could endure a hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh my baby, please let me love and get a release from this awful misery. What is all this talk?
Girl part.
About loving you, my sweet.
I am not afraid.
Not anymore. Not like before.
But don't you understand me?
So, Allan,
Please.
please pull yourself
together. My heart's on fire.
Come on and make me.
I'll be what you make me.
My darling, my
Oh,
dear.
pretty baby.
Oh!
You make me feel so good. Let me take you by the hand. Come, let us visit out there in that new promised land. Maybe then we can find a new place and some peace of mind. I'm so crazy about you, Bruce. Never know what love is all about. Now, Bruce, you can come on in and play now if you want to. I'm through. Hey, Bruce.
Thank you, Allan. Wow. Okay, that's Allan Harris, everybody. What a great talent. He says he's going to send more stuff, and I can't wait to hear it. But that just brings me right back to Eddie Jefferson. And you know, we used to do that tune, and Eddie would just pick a guy sometimes. Or a lot of times he sang that girl's part, you know, the
What is all this talk about loving you, my sweet? I am not afraid, not anymore, not like before. Can you understand me?
he did this up like a third from here.
So, Eddie, please pull yourself together, do it soon. My soul's on fire. Come on and take me, I'll be what you make me, my darling.
And you'd be playing with him, and right before that, and he would say, and then the girl said, and usually he'd sing it, but every now and then he'd go to Richie and he'd just stick the microphone in Richie's face, and Richie would have to sing the girl's part, or I would, and that was in the key of C, so it was up like
What is all this talk about loving you, my sweet? I am not afraid. I mean, can you understand me? So, Eddie, please pull yourself.
it's way up there. Anyways, it was a real tighten your underwear and hope for the best. And Eddie was just such a classic, unique jazz spirit. I mean, here he came along and sang great, swung his ass off, but what did he do? He was like the first guy to take great solos, like with John Hendricks. He was at that genesis there. And to take solos of great musicians and write words to them. And Moody's Mood, that song that Allan just did, was written by, it's also called There I Go, was written by Eddie Jefferson. The hit was King Pleasure. But Eddie wrote that. And he did it to a lot of tunes. Actually, hey, come on in and Gidget. You know, we're going to want you eventually here. And there's one song he wrote that's kind of a love song. No, it is a love song. And I need a girl to sing it to. And I might as well have one I like for the most part.
Like
And,
a lot of girls, I
and
think.
who can't? Girls are so like. Have you ever noticed that?
I like girls.
Women are so likable.
I had lunch with a girlfriend yesterday. It was, oh my
You
God,
know?
it was fun.
I mean, what can I say? Women are just delightful and to look at, to smell, to talk to.
Well, sometimes to talk to.
Yeah, well, you know, if they let you talk at all.
I know.
Okay, so this is another one. This is the one that I used to always say this to Richie and Eddie, that I could never understand why this one never became as famous as Moody's Mood for Love, which of course was recorded later by Aretha Franklin and George Benson, and this is another James Moody solo, which the first one was, you know, There I Go, There I Go. That was just what James Moody played on a recording in Europe somewhere, and Eddie took it and wrote words to it. This is another recording solo of Eddie's that he put words to, a recording of James Moody that Eddie put words to. And this is called I Just Got Back in Town.
Oh.
But it's based on the song I Cover the Waterfront.
Oh, I know that song. Of course.
I mean, it's not based on, so that was the solo on I Cover the Waterfront that he wrote these words.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
So it goes, and pardon me for the bad tone and the bad pitch, but
Phrasing's usually pretty good, though.
yeah, it's not
You
bad.
know, he's got one
Anyway.
out of three.
And,
Hey,
and
you
the
know?
accompaniment ain't so bad. So I just got back in town, my darling, I couldn't stay away. Thinking of you night and all day made me blue. Hey, my sweet little girl, I had to come back home, if just to say hello, and that I love you so. I just want you to know, sweetheart, you are the only one that I could ever live my life with. Darling, I never knew that I could ever feel this blue about a girl like you. You're about to drive me crazy, yes you are. You keep telling me that someday we will both be together and be so happy, just we two. My darling, you know that we could go to Paris and we'll be so happy there. Yes, I know that we will.
Ooh.
Hey, little baby, why keep me waiting? Do you remember and do you recall?
Yeah.
You are mine. I'm the same guy that you swore that you loved. But I've waited long enough for you to make up your sweet mind about me. Tell me, baby, can't you see that I plan to want you one day? Hurry, little baby, say you marry me, 'cause I'm bound to make you happy. Yes, I know that I will. I really love you 'cause you give my heart a thrill. Every morning when the sun goes up and the tide goes out, I see your lovely face before me and it looks so pretty. Baby, you
Isn't
know.
that sweet?
It made me hurry up and pack my bags and move on back into the city. Can you ever forget the things that we have both had? Have you gone and let your heart fail you? How can I forget the things that you said? Stop crying. You're the one I love, darling, say you're mine. I've got a ring for you. I'll put it on your finger if you'll only say you'll come and go away with me.
All right.
A trip to Paris,
Okay.
live in LA.
No.
Hey, my pretty baby. It was sure a lucky day that I met you. How I do remember it was down by the waterfront.
Oh, how do you remember all those words?
I was just on the stage with it for that long. Did it?
1,000 times. It's in your. It just seeped
I
into
mean,
the bones.
the other day I said, "Do I remember this?" And I went and did
you
it.
just
It was
yeah,
it.
isn't that
I mean,
amazing? Things we learn when we're young.
what I did yesterday, I can't tell you what I had for lunch.
No,
But
I know.
anyways, so Eddie wrote. I mean, that's
That was
amazing.
fabulous.
I mean, I think that. I mean, I know it's a little bit more esoteric and notey than "There I Go" is, but I just think it's.
I loved it.
And he also wrote to Coleman Hawkins' classic "Body and Soul." Don't you know he was the king of the saxophone? Yes, indeed he was. Talking about the guy who made it sound so good. Some people knew him by the bean, but Hawkins was his name. He sure could swing and play pretty good. I mean, these songs
Are so good.
were so great,
They're
and
so great.
and right before he was murdered, was when Richie moved over to L.A. and was living with Brenda Vaccaro. And we were hanging out with the Manhattan Transfer had befriended us, mostly because of Eddie, of course, for good reason. And they were hanging out, and they were like talking about doing Eddie's tunes,
which they did.
That's
the first
they ended
time
up
I heard him. I hate to admit it, but it is the truth. But it's in the 80s.
I contacted Janice Siegel and asked her to be part of this show,
Uh-huh.
and she just didn't really have anything worked up. I didn't give her a whole lot of lead time because I didn't think about this till Allan sent me that.
Well, maybe
but
another.
yeah, and but we did talk about it and about how that's how we met. And anyways, and we were going to go on the road. I mean, after Eddie got murdered, they really got serious about the project and did it. But this is another song that actually I've been doing for a long time with my band Cowbop, with our band Cowbop. But Eddie wrote this one, and then James Moody sang this for the longest time. Even when Eddie was alive, but then after Eddie died, he was doing it. And then Red Holloway also did this song all the time. And I played with all these guys. I've played with the three guys
really
doing this song, and now I've been doing it in my band, in our band, and I do know that, and I think I've mentioned this on the Richie show. Peggy Barber, our dear friend who was helping take care of Red when he was dying, she told him that I was doing this song, and he was glad to hear that it was still out being worked on, even though I've changed it. You'll notice at the beginning I allude to a cowboy. The original alludes to a military guy coming home from overseas. So it's just a slight change, but I think one worth doing. Okay, so here it goes. Got to clear my throat.
We got pipes to clear here.
A long time ago, an old cowpoke named Spears, he returned to the ranch after being on the range 3 years. His wife said, "Welcome home, dear, but since you've been gone, you see, we've been blessed with a darling baby, and a cute little boy is he." She took the baby in her arms, and she said Benny is his name.
So cute.
He said, "Darling, I've been gone away 3 years. Can't you please explain, so I won't be so dumb? Tell me, where did little Benny come from?" And every time he'd ask, she'd say,
Benny's from heaven.
his face got red, but still she said,
Benny's from heaven.
he went and asked the neighbors who live around. No one can seem to remember Benny coming down. And then about a little thing like this, the crickets normally wouldn't bother. The one thing I know about children, they've got to have a father. And as I look at Benny, I can plainly see Benny must be from heaven, 'cause he damn sure ain't from me. Why don't you play some drums, Gidget?
Uh-oh. Oh, I haven't played drums for a few weeks. I'm gonna be a little rusty.
You gotta get off my cable, though.
Okay, get off my cable. Get off my lawn and my cable. I need my sunglasses. Grab 'em. Oh yeah, I'm cooking now. I'm cooking with gas.
Well, I'm going to take another.
Oh, goody.
Give me some cymbal.
Oh, Daddy, yo, I'm grooving. I got rhythm.
Have you been like taking lessons or hanging out with
Oh
Gary
my
Hobbs
God.
or Jeff Hamilton?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, on the sly.
Can you sing and drum at the same time?
I've never tried it. Let's
Try it.
see. Oh my God. Every time it rains, and sitting too. And he's from a heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains? And he's from a heaven. You find your fortune falling all over town. Be sure that your umbrella, oh shit, I can't, is upside down. Got a little thing, oh.
Trade him for a pack.
See, I'm singing your part. My brain won't separate it.
Go on. One thing
If you want those things you love, you gotta have a shower. So when you hear thundering, don't run under the tree. There'll be pennies from heaven for you and me. Pennies from heaven for you, you and for me. Wow,
that was nice.
How do people do that? They
You
do it
just
all the
did it.
time.
You're just dotty dodging, baby.
Oh my! Oh, she was. Well, A, she could play really great. B, she could sing really great. So
See
how it is.
how it is.
Of course, I couldn't see because I got my.
Yeah, well, it's probably
That was
better.
the problem.
It's probably better that way. You see, folks, you can be doing this at home too. Just send $49.99 to G&G Industries, and we will tell you how to put on your own show, just like this.
Oh,
How to write the show, how to
because we
do
write
all the
all this
technical,
ahead of time.
all the technical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
and how to play the instruments.
I'll give lessons.
This is
Singing, drumming,
this is it, folks.
ukulele,
Of course,
melodica lessons.
the watchers are dropping off faster. Okay, so
Oh,
never
are they?
mind.
Oh.
Anyways, but we will teach you how to do this because hey, look, basically,
What else are you doing?
You've tried every sexual position by now. It's been 3 months, so like time.
Some of them are darned uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I gotta
I know.
say.
I know. That one with the garden hose, I didn't like that one.
Oh, really? I really kind of did.
Oh.
Oh, shoot. I guess
Anyways,
that's the
but
end of
you know, I
that.
mean, I'm just saying, you know, there's more to life than that. I don't know what, but maybe
garden
we can work that out.
Okay.
Is there any way I can get it? The ice had kind of melted because of all the shaking of the.
I'm not going to throw that away. There's gin in there.
I drank all of it.
Oh, okay. Then I will.
So to make this one kind of.
How am I
grown-up
going to get up
size.
without stepping on your thing?
Can you get through there, or do we have to come around this way? Believe me, honey, stepping on my thing, that's another position we haven't tried.
Well, the night is young.
Well, let me tell. Did I tell the ketchup story yet? Can I tell a dirty joke on my own show?
Depends on how dirty it is.
It's got no cuss words.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Okay. Anyways, speaking of sexual positions and stepping on my thing, this one guy he's having breakfast. It's his 30th anniversary, and they're having breakfast. And the wife says to him, "Oh, honey, happy 30th anniversary." He says, "Thank you. It's great. And I'm so happy. I'm so glad we did this." And da 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 da. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, and she says to him, "Well, you know, I'd really like to get you something special. I've been thinking about a really good present, but I just don't know what to get." And the guy says, "Well," she says, "what will you like?" And he says, "Well, how about a blowjob?" And she goes, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, a blowjob." She says, "Well, 30 years, you've been a great husband. Yeah, let's, I see the watchers are actually going up now, so this is good." Okay, so she says, "Sure, I'll do that. I'll be happy. 30 years, I'm happy to do that." And she says, "But I don't know how." And he says, "No problem." He goes into the kitchen, pulls out a bottle of ketchup, puts it on the table, and says, "Practice on this. You'll get it down. Everything will be great. I'll just walk you through it after that." She goes, "Oh, okay." So he gives her a call at lunch, and he says, "Hi, honey, how's things going?" And she says, "Oh, it's great. Happy anniversary." He says, "Yeah, happy anniversary." He says, "No, how's it going?" And she goes, "Well, what?" And he says, "You know, the blow job, the ketchup and everything." She goes, "Oh, that." She says, "If I'd have known it was so easy, I'd have been doing it every day. It's no big deal." And he goes, "I'll be right home." So he goes rushing home, drives real fast. And then he gets there, and they go up to the bedroom, and they take all their clothes off, and they lay on the bed, and he's so excited, and everything's going great. And she grabs him, and she goes,
Okay. That's a cute joke.
anyways, there you go.
I think that's okay.
Okay, well, that was one of the things in the book, actually.
What book?
Of all the different sexual positions.
Oh, that's right. I thought you liked that one, though.
Well, I'm Jewish. We're used to punishment.
Don't forget about my poem.
Would you like to do it now?
Yeah. I got a poem. I'm going to put my glasses on.
Oh, God, this song.
What song is that? Yes.
What's the name of it?
Oh, I know it. That's summer rain. The looks we got when we got back.
The things we did last summer.
I'll remember. Bad key for me. All winter long. Okay.
The things we did last summer.
Things
That's
we
kind
did.
of actually.
The things we did last
And folks, remind me of this song. I want to get back into it later, some other place, some other time. But right now we've got.
Oh, you're gonna play.
I'm gonna play, but not music. I'm gonna play.
No, I know.
I'm gonna play
I
the
know.
drums.
I know. Okay.
Do you want some a setup? Of course you do.
Of course I do. Tree. He watching you. You look at tree. He listens to you. He got no finger. He can't speak. But that leaf, he pumping, growing in the night. While you sleeping, you dream something. Tree and grass, same thing. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was some cool shit.
That's cool shit.
That's
That's the
beautiful.
natural world, people.
Natural.
It's
natural.
It's impotent, and
It's
it's
a
doggone if you're
natural
going to
world.
be impotent, you got to look impotent.
All I can say is, I just want to say a few words on behalf of Mark Zuckerberg right now, because everything's working.
Well, I think it's more like you up the internet thingamajigger.
Well, you know, so I went down.
Daddy-o.
I went down to their offices with my guitar. Now everybody knows that California is an open carry state for guitars. So I brought my guitar in there, and I started playing in the lobby. I had a mask on, and the guy said, "You can't play in here." And I says, "I am going to play in here until you give me internet. equivalent to what I'm paying for. Otherwise, everybody's going to have to listen to bebop guitar all day long. And here we go. There you have it. So, but really, you know, I mean, I am, as much as I'm being in a silly mood, I'm in a very nostalgic mood, thinking of Sue Miller and Eddie Jefferson and all the people in the world that I was lucky to come up with, who supported me and gave me a shot and beat up on me when I was doing wrong. But you only do that once, because the people who do it, who mess up twice, are the ones that aren't in the music business anymore, aren't playing anymore. So, just feeling really nostalgic, and also feeling really sad for all the young people who are, and people like me who were not able to go out and play with each other and share our music with real people, and worried that this box of the internet is going to become the normal thing rather than the promo thing. But I guess now's the time to get into serious shit. So here we go. This is a call to action for all my musician friends. And I know not many are watching now, and eventually some will watch on YouTube. But those of you that are watching need to spread this word. Musicians are incredible people. We have a great camaraderie, a great community. We compete with each other. We all respect what each other does in most cases. We all know how to interact. There's no color barriers. When you get on the bandstand, doesn't matter where you're from, how much you got, what you look like. It's the music is the true justice of the world. And we've learned that as musicians. And unfortunately, we have people like lawyers and businessmen running this world. A lawyer basically is trained to win an argument. It doesn't matter if he's right, doesn't matter if he's wrong, doesn't matter if it's going to create a just outcome or non-just outcome. That's his job, and they're very good at it. I grew up with one as a father, so I know exactly what it's like to argue with one. I have a brother who's one, so you could say I'm rather surrounded by that. That being said, productivity doesn't come from winning. Productivity comes from finding the right solution and working in harmony. And that is what musicians do. Businessmen, same thing. It's great when they have a good business and they provide a product and they get paid for it. But it's all about getting your share of the pie and maximizing profit. That's just what business is about. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not casting aspersions on the basic concept of it. What I'm saying is when those people run things like the world, politics, we end up with a world like we've got right now. Musicians, on the other hand, our job is to get on stand, figure out how everybody's playing, figuring out what we're dealing with acoustically, environmentally. What we need to do, we do it and we create harmony. We bring the weakest up and we all hang on to the strongest. And this needs to be something this world needs to know about. So this is a call to action to all of my brethren musicians. You're hanging out at home. You're not working gigs so much. We need you to get involved, whether it's community service through nonprofits, whether you're starting nonprofits, whether it's actually getting into politics, which is great business right now. It's where all the money is. I mean, and imagine if I was sitting here and let's say CNN's interviewing me. Ask me a question about politics, Gidge. Come on. Think of something silly. Come on. What would I do about price of tea in China, you know, the COVID, whatever. Ask me a political question.
Oh, I don't talk politics. You know that.
Just ask him bullshit. Help me out here. I need help. Don't.
Save the bees.
Okay, how would I save the bees? Okay, good.
You'd have our neighbors turn their fucking light off that they shine all goddamn night.
Okay, you're not running. I'm running. Let's get this
sorry.
straight. Okay.
Whoops.
Okay, this is good, though. You see, she should be running, too. I'm talking to you, and you're not paying attention. Okay, the bees. What about the bees? Well, I'd be saying, like, hey, pollination is what makes the world work. You dig? Don't you dig that pollination of ideas, pollination of species, pollination of everything, even pollination of economy, is how it all works. And you got to dig this. And you know, like, I'm so glad, Anderson Cooper, you asked me that question, because now I got a little song about that and I want to play it for you. This is about expanding and playing things together, because you dig, I'm going to put these two chords that don't really belong with each other, supposedly. They're in different keys, but they're going to work out great together. Check this out. See, it's that easy. When you make a solution, because you understand that each thing has its own resonance, and when you find out what each thing needs and the space it needs to make it happen, we can do this. So Grumps is willing. This is a call of action more to my younger friends, because I really believe that younger people should be running shit, not these old farts, present company included. The way technology works, I really believe young people should be running the show. However, if conscripted, I will run. So if anybody wants to hashtag Grumps for president, senator, Congress, whatever, I will back you up. But I'm calling you to do the same, because we can make this world better. Yes, we're fighting in a unseen virus that we need to work out. We will do this. We will do this by doing the proper things, listening to the smart people, and really paying no attention to the dumb ones, because maybe this virus will get rid of them, because we don't need them. They're just a drag. I hate to say it. But if they're going to bring it down, if your job is to bring shit down, just like on the bandstand, we know this. If we got a musician who's there being destructive, what do? We ignore them until we can excise them. Actually, we exercise them. It's even more painful. So, Grumps has gotten that off his shoulders. Now I want to bring back Gidge, because she's going to sing another song.
Oh, well.
Beatnik Gidge.
They just want to hear you play. They don't want to hear anything.
They don't want to do nothing. They want to leave. The only people
It's
here,
dinner time.
the only people here now are people that are either drunk or stoned and just don't know how to switch to another thing.
Or they ate a late lunch, because, we live in the country, so we eat dinner early. Because it's green acres.
So here's the story. Last week we did a thing. I had my good friend Pete Bernstein on. And I moved Star Eyes to E, and then it brought up that story about Barney Kessel saying how Thelonious Monk, if he'd have written around midnight, he would have written it in E if he was a guitar player. And then I tried to revive that whole harmonic thing I did in the moment, which I pretty much couldn't do, which was,
Ooh, that's good.
And I just did it off the cuff. And last week I tried to do it and I couldn't do it, which was great. I came up with some other shit that was equally stupid. Anyways, but Peter responded to me because he watched it and he dug it, and he told me a story about Harold Mayburn, who's this, along with being a great piano player who played with Wes Montgomery in his quartet for a lot of years. One of the big things about Harold was he was just the classiest mentor. The guy, and you actually heard me play with him once at Stanford. He's a piano player, plays really forcefully. It was Eric Alexander on saxophone. Anyways, we were playing a gig. But Harold Mayburn is like the archetypical father figure of a jazz musician. These guys, Peter and Eric Alexander, he taught at all these colleges. If we got to the gig, he was playing the piano, showing people shit. We were sitting backstage. He was like working shit out. We got on the sound check. He was, we got off the gig in the back. He's entertaining. He's just
There.
Just, yeah.
Doing
I
it.
mean,
They're
spirit.
doing it.
Spirit.
Yeah, that's
The
cool.
world lost like a nuclear generator.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
In this man.
Oh.
And he was there with so much history. But Peter told me this story, which has to do with this, which was like when Mabes moved to New York, he was playing at the jam session at Birdland.
Cool.
And Sweets Edison was there leading it. And Sweets looked over to Mabes, who was this young kid sitting at the piano. And he just looked over him and he said, "Habit in D flat.
Ooh.
Give me 8 bars, piano man."
Habit. Yeah, Daddy-O.
What key do you want it in? Do you remember?
A.
Yeah. Okay, habit. So
Habit in A. Daddy-O. Oh, I'm counting it off.
I need a count off.
A 1, 2. A 1, 2,
A.
3. See, I know how to do that shit. I don't usually have to because, bless his heart. Every kiss, every hug seems to act just like a drug. You're getting to be a habit with me. Let me stay in your arms. I'm addicted to your charms. You're getting to be a habit with me. I used to think your love was something that I could take or leave alone. Now I couldn't do without my supply. I want you for my own. Oh, I can't break away. I must have you every day, as regularly as coffee or tea. You got me in your clutches. I can't get free. You're getting to be a habit with me. Stop it.
This is where practice comes in.
Okay. I'll try to remember that.
We should have practiced. This is what I meant.
I didn't warm up. We didn't practice. It's all. Can't break away. I must have you every day, as regularly as coffee or tea. You got me in your clutches, but I can't get free. You're getting to be a habit with me. Can't break it. You're getting to be a habit with me. Daddy-O.
So, got me in your clutches.
But I can't get free. You're getting to be a habit with
Try it again. Sing it.
You got me in your clutches, but I can't get free. You're getting to be
What great writing.
a habit with me. What, the melody or the
Everything.
words? The chords?
The way it all. I mean,
it goes like this.
God, that's so cool.
It goes like that, yeah.
I know
It's a beautiful thing.
because like the first one is like,
Yeah.
this is like Montgomery Ward, Sears Roebuck shit.
Oh, it's good though.
Oh no! I mean, it's just like every song
I
does
was
that.
born at Sears, remember?
Okay, no. I mean, but then the next time
think we're
around,
joking. I'm and then you go.
and here it's like,
Got me in your clutches, but I can't get free.
what the hell? It's so great, and it's even got less bars. I mean, it's just, It's such
I like
clever
more
writing.
bars. I'm looking forward to going to the bar one of these days.
Bars!
More
The
bars!
stars and bars.
More bars,
It's a
please.
patriotic thing. Stars and bars. We're coming up on July 4th, folks. We got a special one then, but by
we've
then
got a special
we
one.
got that'll probably be.
Are we
going
gonna
to
tell the story?
Of course we are.
We are going to tell the story? Okay, they're not even going to believe the fucking
No, this
story.
is going to be like a. This
It's
is
a big
the-
story.
This is like an the GARP.
It's a
What was
it's
it?
a
The GARP. It's a
according
it's a GARP.
it's
Yeah.
a GARP story. It kind of God, I never thought
The
of
world
it that way,
according to
but
GARP.
it really is. Okay, you don't want to miss it. It's not the next one though, is it?
Really, it's a couple weeks.
Couple, yeah. Some of my friends, you know what I'm talking about out there. 4th of
Okay, well-
July. It's like a thing. It's a thing with me.
Shit, I got to get this in. I
Okay.
mean, I don't got to get this in because I want to get this
Love you,
in.
bye.
Um,
I'm gonna make some.
I want to make a big thing out. There's just so many great musicians in the world, and we're all lucky to.
I'm gonna put my mommy on the line, so I'm not available anymore.
You're not going to sing the song at the end?
Oh, you are.
Oh, okay. Well, I got ways of dealing with you. You see, this is what happens when you get married. Stop. Okay, it's not gonna. Oh, I want to be able to control the volume. I'm gonna do this sort of. Yeah, for those of you who are going to be on the show, please record in scuba. No, portrait versus landscape. Portrait's a wonderful thing if you're an egomaniac, but landscape is a much better thing if you're a pastoral, in the world kind of person. I'm just joking. This young man, Carey Frank. I met him. He came walking into my swing workshop. I had this thing where I teach at USC in LA, where we worked on old tunes. I just felt that particularly the repertoire of the swing era, Dixie and traditional music, traditional jazz, was being overlooked at times. So I created a workshop where I would just be in the room for an hour and everybody come in and play. We'd have like 12 guitar players and 3 bass players and 2 singers and a piano player or 2 and a couple of horn players and a violin. I mean, it was just everybody was there and we would just work on a tune for an hour, talk about all things to do with it, talk about the people that played it. It was a really wonderful experience, and most everybody who was involved in it said it was their most fun thing at school. This is a young man who I met there. He was getting his master's. He was a piano player at the time, but then kind of incorporated the organ into what he was doing. He's become incredibly successful. He's played numerous bands. He plays all around Los Angeles. Just a wonderfully talented guy. I did a record with him. Maybe I'll do it this way. I can find the volume here. And we did a record. His grandfather was a great singer and guitar player, and he had an old L5, and we made a record together. Look up Carey Frank, Carey Frank, as in Frank Sinatra. And Bruce Foreman, and you'll find this record. He just basically handed me that guitar, and we just made a record. And it was a lovely old guitar, and just a soulful kid that plays his ass off. And he also is a guy that is trying to find his way through the new world. And here I'm going to show you one of his things, which is he is selling on top of, because he plays the Hammond organ, and he's got the foot pedals and, you know, all these guys with the lights and the mirrors and shit. He's always wears colorful socks, which is a smart thing to do, right? It's like taking the frickin' headstock tuner off. Like being aware. People are looking at your ass, you know, they're going like, what is his feet doing down on those pedals? Or what are they even pedals? What the hell's happening down there? Well, he wears colorful socks. He went one step further, which was to sell socks. These are Carey Frank socks, which I think I'm the first person to have bought one. This is hard to do. Okay. How about that? No, it's not working. Okay, there's the top of them. See Carey Frank written on them? And then there's like a VU meter and some other shit. These are really crazy. Let me do this side. See if that's any better. Yeah, my balance is, of course, a little weird because I'm deep into my second Sanatini. See Carey Frank and this. and the little yellow VU meter. Okay, whatever. You just gotta buy them. They're cheap, and here's a man who's like trying to figure out how to get his way through the new world. God damn it, we need more of this guy. He needs to run for office, too. And like I say, I'll be happy to be his press secretary. He did a song because I asked him to. And I'm just going to play along, and then I'll probably keep playing when he's done, because that's what I always do. I don't want that. Looking for just the start points. Kind of a new iPad, folks. Oh, come on, man. Oh, shit. Okay. Hey, folks. Looks like my Bluetooth thing is... It seems like it's working, so let's see if we can get this going again. Ha-ha!
1, 2, 1, 2,
2. back so you can sing the last song.
But you're done.
No, we got time here. We're gonna finish the song. I'm gonna put something up. Or
Oh, just put something up. Put something up.
no, I'm gonna put up the. What are you doing? What are you talking about? See, this is what being married is like. Acquiescing to your wife.
Good. I'll start.
Say, can I? Yeah, start dinner, honey. And I'm gonna have Danielle sing the final song.
Oh, that's better. My God.
It's not better. I can't find it now though. It's not on here. Shit. Honey, you're gonna have to probably. Oh, maybe it is.
Don't try to cross him, he'll leave you with this.
Ah, shit! I stopped it. Oh, why did I do that? You see what you've done to me? You made me horrible.
Don't try to cross him, he'll leave you with dismay. And don't try to pass him, he'll ruin your whole day. He's got more mental problems than the shrink could ever say. He's obfuscating, prevaricating, and constantly pontificating, procrastinating, cream cheese grating, and forever belly aching, exasperating, aggravating, irritating, and infuriating, and such an asshole. That's
Get off my lawn!
Grumps!
See you later, folks. Oh, did you hear that? There was an earthquake. Yep. Yep.